Yeah, and so with that show at the Antenna Club with the Simpletons, somebody from the paper called me, and they were like, "We need a name for your band for the listing." And I was happened to be driving back from Memphis State on the interstate, and the semi passed me, and I was just like, "I don't know, man. Name it Big Ass Truck, whatever," because we thought it was temporary anyway, or a temporary name. We actually had discussions about we got to change our name now, and then somebody was like, "You might think about that." So that happened, and started playing in town, and we were inspired by the Grifters, in that we heard they had this book of contacts. This is before the internet. Like, they had this book of contacts, people out of town, clubs, promoters, and they toured. We're like, we got to do that, So that was kind of our main goal. So then we started moving out of town, and then one thing led to another, and we kind of went like that.
So what was your mindset kind of when the band ended? Like, what was your plan after that?
Oh, I don't know. It was one of those things where, things had happened kind of fast, and, we got on the road pretty quickly, and we got records out, and, we kind of had the trajectory, and then it got kind of weird, and then it got kind of not fun anymore, and we decided to stop. And then, I don't know, it was 2001, I was 20s, late 20s. I was just trying to figure out how to continue working, and I was kind of hesitant to like put it all into another band again at that point. Plus, I didn't have much in the way of songs at the moment, but that's kind of when my session career picked up. I was in town. The funny thing is when Big Ass Truck was doing, being pretty successful, I thought, well, okay, this is it. I've made it. I know I'll probably learn something else, but I'm in a popular band, so I must know all there is to know about playing guitar. But really, all I could do was play guitar for Big Ass Truck. So I got home and I had to work. So I started playing with anybody, really. And then I started getting these kind of, regular gigs at the Blue Monkey and stuff. And I started playing with Susan Marshall and Ross Rice, who I played with previous, and David Cowser, and playing all this music that I never would have really played on my own or even thought to maybe even listen to sometimes. And trying to figure out how I could fit myself into that, I just started to learn exponentially. And then I was, able to get in a couple of sessions at Ardent here and there, and that led to another one. And then, people started calling, and that led to a whole different kind of chapter, I guess.
Can you talk a little bit about some of the projects you got to work on when you were a session player at Ardent?
Some notable ones. Stuff with Rob Junkless. A lot of just kind of singer-songwriters who come in with no band, and which is always fun because they sort of come in with a song, and like you get together with the other musicians and you chart it out and you do the very Memphis thing. There's no like charts like go from here to there to there. It's just you sort of, okay, you do this and I'll do that, and and boom, it's done. So that was always really exciting, and being able to, like, all of a sudden I'm in a room with Steve Potts, Dave Smith, these people. I mean, these are first call guys when I was a kid. I'd heard about them. So that was just amazing. It's just a lot of records, a lot of sessions. From everything from like the biggest, not like super high dollar major label union scale kind of stuff to total vanity session. Where you're doing the best you can for what they got.
Okay, cool. Did you miss being part of a band?
I did.
At any point?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a camaraderie if it's right, and you're lucky to get it once. You seldom get it twice. When a band is a true band and like they enjoy being with each other, even if they get on each other's nerves, but there's kind of a gang mentality and a camaraderie. It's hard to replace, and it's a really fantastic feeling. So yeah, I mean, I've been in a couple of different bands. Played with Lucero for a bit. Toured with a couple other people. Played with Amy LaVere, which is great. I learned a lot on that gig. But yeah, I missed the kind of like we're all in this together, and just the fun, the jokes, everything. Which is fortunate that I have that now with the band that I'm in. That we'll get to eventually.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about your time with the Secret Service and that band?
Yeah. So Justice, had been doing this sort of singer-songwriter thing, and he'd asked me to help him. He was trying to record a record, and he was doing it at some live sound company had like a studio set up in their warehouse, and it was just terrible. And the guy that was engineering had no idea what he was doing whatsoever. And he asked me to come play guitar and some stuff he was recording, and it was like I had run down like a performance. I played something, and literally the guy was like, "Cool, that sounded good. Do you want to record it?" And I was like, "Ha ha." He's like, "No, I didn't record that." So anyway, it was a long night, and Justice asked me how it was. What do you think? I was like, "You're wasting your money and your time here. I could do a record on you a lot better than this." So we got some money together, and I took him over to Memphis Soundworks, which is Posey Hedges' place, and we cut kind of a singer-songwriter, more Americana kind of record, which I'm really proud of. It's a really great record. I produced it.